Hi everyone, Jen here from jennyandteddy.com. So in this video, we are going to make the oversized knit look crochet sweater. This sweater is beginner friendly as always, and you can get a free writing pattern on my blog with a step-by-step photo tutorial. I will put the link in the description below, and this size for the sweater is available from size small to 4xl, and please follow along the video tutorial. I will walk you through step by step, and you can also follow me on the Instagram to see the new pattern update. So the basic construction, we make the two identical rectangles, and then we will join them together to create the shoulder, the off shoulder looking by sewing using the yarn needle. And after we finish sewing on the shoulder, we will create the armhole by sewing on the side using the yarn needle with your favorite sewing method. And then we will move on to creating the long sleeve with a simple stitch. And after that, we will make the ribbing band separate from the sweater, and the ribbing band is very easy. Just have double crochet, and then we will attach the ribbing band by sewing, and that's all we done. I hope you guys like the tutorial, and let's get started. So what you will need is a crochet hook size 6mm crochet hook for the main body of the sweater, and a smaller crochet hook for the ribbing band is 4.25mm crochet hook. Or if you don't have 4.25mm, you can go for 4mm crochet hook. It will be fine for the ribbing band. For the sweater, yarn needle, stitch marker, a pair of scissors, measuring tape, and the yarn that I use is a paint box Simply Alan. It's 100% acrylic yarn. It's about 201 yards. The weight is for medium weight. I'm using about 5 skin for this sweater size small to large. And you can, if you don't have 4 medium weight yarn, you can also go for DK weight yarn or 3 light for this pattern as well. Just use the same pattern but switch the yarn up to DK weight. And the difference between 4 medium weight and the DK weight is I have tried to use two of the yarn already. So the 4 medium weight acrylic 100%, it will give you more warm. It's like if you are in the cold weather, you can go for this 4 medium weight. And if you are like in the hot weather, like in Thailand, you can, or tropical weather, something like that, you can go for 3 light or DK weight. It will give you more light and lacy for this pattern. But if you go for 4 medium, it will give you more weight and more warmer. And in this example video, I use 4 medium weight. It's a pink sweater. So let's get started. So we will start with the slip knot and then chain 80. For this example size will be fit size small to large. So we start with the slip knot and then chain 80 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. I will go off the camera and meet you at 80 chain. And the other side, I will put the link in the description below for you guys to get a free writing pattern on my blog. I have a size from size small to 4xl on the writing pattern, and I will meet you there when I have a 80 chain for size small to large. I have 80 chain already, and I will measure up my chain. When I will measure up, you can see I'm not stretching the chain. I'm not stretching my foundation chain because this polyester or acrylic yarn is very stretchy. So I measure when they are not stretched. So it's I will get about 28 inch if I'm not stretching the chain. If we stretching the chain, the foundation chain, I will measure again by stretch it. We will get about 36 inch. So if we not stretch the chain, you will get 28 inch. So if you get between 28 to 30 inch will be fine, because different people and different person, when we crocheting, we have a different stitch tension. So if you get between 28 to 30 inch, if it not stretch, you will be fine, because this sweater is oversized sweater, and foundation chain will be multiple of 2 or in the even number. So it's an oversized sweater, so it will be fine if you get 28 inch to 30 inch when not stretching. And we will start on row 1 next. On row 1, we will make single crochet in each chain across. Just keep making the simple single crochet in each chain across. Making single crochet in each chain across. And keep continue making single crochet, and I will meet you at the end of the row. Here I will meet you at the end of the row. Just keep making single crochet in each chain across. Now I am at the end of row 1, that we just made single crochet in each chain across. At the end we will chain 1 and turn, and on row 2 we will start to do the crochet linen stitch by single crochet in the next stitch from hook. chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet in next, chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet in next, chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next stitch, and we will keep doing this by chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next stitch, keep going until the end of the row. I will meet you at the end of row 2 here. At the end of row 2 here. Now I am at the end of row 2. We chain 1 and turn. On row 2, we will do the single crochet in the chain 1 space from the previous row here. Each chain 1 space we do single crochet. I'll show you. Single crochet, and then we will chain 1, skip 1 stitch and make single crochet in the next chain space. And we will keep repeating this by chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch here and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, and keep going until the end of the row. I will meet you at the end of the row here. I am now at the end of row 3. We do a single crochet and then chain 1. We not skip 1, we just do single crochet in the last stitch here. So at the end we chain 1 and turn, and now we will repeat row 3 by single crochet in the chain space from the previous row. Chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch here and single crochet in the next chain space. So basically we will repeat row 3. Row 1 we do single crochet, row 2 we do the linen stitch, and row 3 we do the linen stitch. Row 1, row 2, row 3, and after this we will repeat row 3 by, I tell you before, the single crochet in the chain 1 space from the previous row. Chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet in the next chain space. Row after row until we have about 20-inch long this way, and I will meet you there. Hi guys, so here I make repeat row 3 already, about 20-inch long, and show you. So here, and we will do the same for the second piece. For the back panel, just do the same, and I will meet you there. So here now I finished the second piece of the rectangle already. Just repeat the same process for the second one. Hang on, I will show you the full picture. I'll try to show you the full piece of the two of them. So after this, we will assemble the piece, join them together, create the open neck and create the armhole together. Now we are going to join them together on the top. Just lay them on top of each other, the front panel and the back panel. And I will show you how to create the off shoulder sweater. We just do create a shoulder. One side is smaller than the other side, so you will get the result of the off shoulder sweater. So use your stitch marker here to mark where the open neck is, and use the yarn needle to sew up on to create the shoulder on the top. So we want to make the off shoulder. We will do one side. The shoulder is smaller than the other side, so one side I will do is about 4 inch on this side, about 4 inch, and the other side I will do about 6 inch for the shoulder. So we will sew from here to the end and here to the end. This one is the open neck. We're not sewing, and the trick is you can adjust for the open neck by when we sewing, we just use this one, and then we not web in end yet. You know what I mean? I will show you. So we just sewing like this, whip stitch or any stitch you like, and here, and we not webbing end yet, and we leave the long tail just in case if we want to adjust for the open neck, and you try it on. If you don't want the off shoulder, you can cross up a bit to be a normal sweater, something like that. So I will show you how I did. So this one, just sewing as normal, but at the end here we not web in end yet. We will leave the long tail. So here now we finish on one side of the shoulder, and we not wrap in end or secure the shoulder yet. We will leave it like this, just in case if you want to adjust to make it closer or make it a bit more open. And then we will do another side, and after this we will do the armhole. Do on the other side. So here I will do the other side here. So here I finished on the other side already, and the open neck is big, and we are not fasten off or wrap in end yet, because we want to try it on after we finish the sleeve and we try it on. We want to see if the off shoulder is a good size to matching when you wear it, or if you want the off shoulder to be show off a little bit more, you can adjust by rip this one off or rip the other side off, something like that. And so on the next one we will create the armhole together. And I have finished, and now we are going to create the armhole. The armhole will be about 6 inches. If you have a bigger arm, you can be 7 or 8 inches, something like that. So I will go for 6 inches for my armhole. Get a stitch marker, and use the yarn needle to sew along here until the end of the rectangle. So I'm now finished. Sewing on the side to create the armhole already, and we will repeat to the other side, and on the next clip we will create the long sleeve together. So I did sewing on the side finished already. And now we are going to create a sleeve. Use this stitch marker. We will join the new yarn. You can join at any place, but I think I will join here because it will keep the sleeve look neat. So I join the new yarn here. go ahead and chain 1, and then we will making single crochet around the armhole for just one round to be the base for the sleeve. Because the sleeve we are going to do the linen stitch the same as the body, and I would recommend you to count the stitch around the armhole for the first round of the single crochet, so you can know how many stitch you will make for the second sleeve for the other side. So you will get the perfect size for the armhole, like it's not too big or too small. I would recommend you to do that, but for me sorry, for me I didn't count the stitch because I'm just lazy, and I think I have measure for the armhole. I get about 6 inch. It should be come out the same size for the armhole, but they're not perfectly exactly the same like when you counting the stitch. But I don't worry about it. If you don't worry about it, you don't need to count the stitch like me. But if you want to make perfect size for the sleeve, so you don't need, if you want to make a perfect size for the sleeve, just count the stitch. I will show you how to count it. So we just make single crochet around the armhole just for one round. So 1, 2, 1 stitch, 2 stitch already, 3, 4, and keep going. And don't forget to put a stitch marker where you start here. Keep going, making the single crochet. So just count something like that I showed you before. Keep going, make single crochet around the armhole in each space just for one round, and I will meet you at the end of the round. And when you count the stitch and you put the note on it how many stitch you got, then you will do it the same for the second sleeve for the other side. So I didn't count, so I will meet you here. I'm now finished the single crochet around the armhole just for one round, and you will count the stitch how many stitch you have on this round, and you will do the same for the other side here. So for example, I got about 60 stitch, so you will do the 60 stitch the same. But for me, I didn't count. Sometimes I have to fork it up because my sleeve is, this side is too small, and this one is, the other side is bigger, like they have a lot different. So I have to fork it because I didn't count the stitch. So if you count it, so you don't need to if the side of the sleeve is too obviously different, so I have to fold it like that. So just my mistake, but but as I say, yeah, just lazy, that's all. So don't be lazy like me, just count the stitch. But if you don't count, that's okay too. If you don't mind of the sleeve is a little bit different, something like that. So on round one of the sleeve, we will do the linen stitch or the moss stitch the same as the body. So we will keep working from this round on. We will keep working in round, continue in spiral. We not join the round. On round one, single crochet in the next stitch, chain one, skip one stitch and single crochet in next, chain one, skip one stitch and single crochet in next, chain one, skip one stitch and single crochet in next, chain one, skip one stitch here and single crochet in the next stitch, and keep going until you are at the end of the round. I will meet you at the end of the round here. I will show you how we do in spiral. So now I am at the end of row 1 of the linen stitch. Here my stitch marker. So you can see I will be chain 1 as usual. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1. If you see the chain space, just making single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in next. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in next. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in next. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. So it's come out like this, and I will meet you at the end of the row here. Now I am at the end of row 2 of the linen stitch already, or the moss stitch. I end with a single crochet in the chain space from the previous row. Then we will chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. We not join around, keep in spiral. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space, my stitch marker here, and we keep going. Repeat row 2 of the linen stitch, row after row. Okay, I'll show you again. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 stitch and single crochet in the next chain space, row after row, until we have about 10 inch long for the sleeve. Or you want the sleeve to be longer, you can make more. And I will meet you at 10 inch long for the sleeve. So here I did repeat row 2 of the moss stitch or linen stitch. until I have about 10" long for the sleeve. You can make it longer if you like, and I think I will finish it at 10". And I did try it on. So my open neck for the off shoulder, I want to make it to be the off shoulder sweater, so I make it about 12". But I told you before the way to make it easy. So just one shoulder is bigger than the other shoulder, so the other shoulder will be smaller and the other one will be bigger, so you will get the off shoulder sweater. And then I will be repeat the same for the second sleeve, and then on the next clip we will add the ribbing band to the bottom of the sweater together. So here we are. I finished the second sleeve already, and we will do the ribbing band and attach them to the bottom of the sweater together. So here the ribbing band that we are going to make, the length of the ribbing band, we will make it longer to attach around the bottom part of the sweater. So now for the ribbing band, we will use the smaller crochet hook. I use 4.25mm crochet hook. If you don't have, you can use like 4mm or something smaller than 6mm crochet hook. And now we will start with the slip knot. Hang on, I will just focus. Start with a slip knot and then chain 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We will start with the 9 chain. And if you want the ribbing band to be bigger, my 9 chain with the 4.25mm crochet hook will get about 2.5" for the ribbing band, for the thickness of the ribbing band. So it's 2.5. If you want the ribbing band to be thicker, you can go for like 4" or even more, just add more chain. And then on row 1, we will make half double crochet in each chain across. Just make 1/2 double crochet. 1/2 double crochet. Keep going. 1/2 double crochet until the end of the row. So at the end of the row we chain 1 and turn, and on row 2 we do half double crochet in back loop only to create a ripping effect. Just go in the back loop, use 1/2 double crochet, go into the back loop only. Keep going, go into the back loop. At the end we chain 1 and turn, and then we will do half double crochet in back loop. We will repeat row 2 of half double crochet in back loop, row after row, until you have the length that will be matching the length of the bottom part of the sweater. So now we are going to attach the ripping band to the bottom part of the sweater by sewing using the yarn needle. I will attach from the corner, around, and here. Use any kind of sewing method you like whip stitch or anything that you prefer to use and easy for you. So that's all we done. I finished attach the ripping band to the bottom of the sweater already. I didn't sew it very good. So that's all we done. I hope you guys enjoy the tutorial, and thank you so much for watching, and have a good week. Bye.